Hi there guys, welcome back to our Southside Noob Beginner Guide. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at Zangief. Everything you need to know in order to play Zangief, just get his combos going. We're talking about how to do the grab, different ways to get in that grab range, basic strategies, all that fun stuff in order to start playing what I feel is one of the more powerful characters in the game. So why is Zangief the premier grappling character in the game? My answer would be range. Range on his grab is ridiculous. It's so far, and it really opens up a lot of ways you can land it. And so without further ado, we'll get right into it. I'm going to start off by talking about why Zangief sucks. The reason his biggest downfall is his movement speed. And so it doesn't really ruin him as a character, but it's going to be your the thing you have to get around. This is why he's fair, is because he's so slow. So his walk speed is pretty bad. His dashes are really bad. You really can't sneak up on anybody with these dashes for the most part. Focusing into grabs is really slow compared to like T-Hawk, and definitely compared to Abel, that some of the other grapplers, and so that's really not a good option for the most part. So what you're going to want to focus on is using your normals to kind of help push you forward. He's got a variety of normals that kind of inch him forward. You know, getting in there with some sneaky jumps and stuff like that. Really focus on other ways to get you in besides his basic movement speed. So if you really don't like being camped against, if you don't really struggle against that, or you just don't like that, then Zangief's probably not the person for you. However, once you get inside, once you get near them, you really see the benefit, and it really can be a lot. That can be the funnest part, is getting those mix-ups going once you're near them. So let's get right into his normals now. Basically, he has really good normals. He doesn't have a lot of good combos from these. He only basically has one combo, so there's not a lot of flexibility there, but his normals are pretty strong by themselves. You're going to notice that they do a lot of damage just raw, just by themselves. And so let's take a look at all these here. The light kick is going to be the way you start your basic combo, just because a lot of people try to jump away from Zangief because they don't want to get grabbed, and so this will ensure that they're blocking low, as that the jab does not punish people for blocking low. So you got to start with that light kick into the jabs, really important for his basic combos. So you're gonna need both those. The light kick standing is so fast. It really is. It's only 30 damage, but a lot of times you'll hit this poke just trying to like feel him out. So that's a great one. You recover so fast. It's really safe. So I use that a lot. The standing jab is not that good. You'll notice it misses against crouching opponents sometimes. It's just not that strong. Even though it does a lot more damage, I still stick with the crouching one. It's just safe. It's gonna keep you nice and safe there. Let's go into his mediums now. Medium punch, such a good poke. I use this like as if I'm like 80% of the time, if I'm choosing a poke, this is the one that comes out, just because it never fails you. If you're too close, you're gonna see this one. Does a little more damage. Special move cancel, but it's not so important. You're really looking for this one. The medium kick, believe it or not, it looks really slow. It doesn't look that good, but it really does stuff a lot of things. I try to get it like right here, where if they move or do anything, it's gonna punish them, because you're way too far for them to throw uppercuts. So they're gonna try and throw counter pokes at you, and a lot of times this is gonna win. So, and again, 90 damage is not bad for that at all. The crouching middle kick is really just a tool to move forward. If you look at how this is not hitting her, it's very upsetting. So it's basically not a very good poke, but it's just more of a mix-up to get inside for that grab. That's really what the medium kick is used for, crouching that is. Let's move into his fierces now. His sweep is really good, really far, a lot of damage. This is the forward sweep. He has two different versions of this. This is the forward sweep that goes really far. Has more recovery time than its counterpart. This is the other one. So notice both moving forward, but this one has less range for sure. So just kind of know who you're fighting against, which ones you can do, and just experiment around with those. For the most part, I use the one that doesn't go that far, because usually if you're throwing a sweep, you're not trying to go full screen with it. Oh, the fierce kick, super important. Not only because it moves you forward for that grab range that we're always looking for, but it also is an anti-air, not in the traditional sense. But if someone neutral jumps, you can hit them on the way up or the way down with this for 140. Definitely some solid stuff there. So it is kind of a good anti-air, not a traditional anti-air, but in its own respect. So experiment around with that. Not a bad poke on its own either. Kind of catch people off guard. It doesn't hit crouching opponents, which it makes it a poor poke. But really, if they crouch, a lot of times you can get that sneaky grab in there. So something good to look forward to. This fierce punch, I don't use it too much. They didn't improve it now. That does have a knockdown. And really, knockdowns is where Zangief really excels. Once you get that knockdown, you're going to get a chance to cross, do all kinds of tricky stuff with that. So, really important that knocks down. But again, I don't use it too much. I just feel it's too slow. Let's see. I think that's about it for his normals. Let's move into his air game now. That air game is kind of weak in a lot of respects. If you're looking for maximum range, you're looking for that fierce punch. Fierce kick's less range, but I don't know. I seem to have better priority. That's what I feel like. The medium punch is so fast. It's just ridiculous. Air to air is not bad, but it's really good. I like that one. The medium kick I have a lot of success going over fireballs with. Really important. As far as cross-ups, he got the splash. Probably shouldn't show in the corner. So the splash is kind of really important as your primary cross-up. The knees is really tricky though. The knees is a good way to fake a cross-up because it stops your jump short, which can be really important. You can also bait uppercuts with this, as it kind of lowers your jump arc and can make Cammy uppercut, and then she misses you, and she land for that grab. So it's a great way to bait things. Also, fake again. We talk about fake cross up there, like that would totally cross if it was a splash, but it wouldn't cross if it was the knees. So just important stuff there. Use the knees a lot, but one of his most important things is his neutral jump headbutt. The damage is not the impressive part. The impressive part's a stun. This is the fierce punch version. This is one I use. Because 600 damage for a headbutt is so much, or 600 stun for a headbutt is so much. You're looking at landing just a few more things, and they're going to get that stun. And so really, that is so easy to land that. Really just looking at one combo and a grab. I mean, you're going to land that constantly. That is ridiculous to have stun that quickly. So the headbutt is not a bad, it doesn't suck either. It's actually really good. So you're going to stuff normals with this. You're going to stuff air to air with this. And if you're lucky enough to go ahead and finish that up with the combo, which is pretty simple. Oops, as I messed it up. Oh, it's so easy. It's so easy. And oh, I did it again. Oh, guys, wait for their stun to go down. Oh my gosh. Whenever I record, I have the worst luck with combos. So 770, there's no other character that does a 770 stun combo. So that headbutt is ridiculous. So experiment around with that. Really good stuff there. Liking that one a lot. His other neutral jumps, not very noticeable. People use the fierce punch because it has a good, hit down box. I don't know what you'd call that. Fierce kick's not that bad. But other than that, everything's kind of bad. If you're looking for air to air, I use the headbutt because it has so much reward to it for the successful hit. You're probably going to get more luck, though, with the medium punch. So if you're trying to win a round or something, use that. But if you're looking for that stun, again, the headbutt, colossal. Let's see. That's about it for his air. I don't want to touch on anything else. I think that's fine. His air is kind of weak, though. Try to stay out of the air, as sad as that might seem. You're going to eat a lot of uppercuts. You're going to eat a lot of anti-airs. He doesn't have that much air game. So let's get right into his special moves now. We're going to start off first with the lariat. This is an extremely important special move. Let's have Cammy do some aerial stuff. It's one of the best, honestly I believe it's one of the best anti-airs in the game. It's just so simple, so like foolproof. Like, okay, she'll cross me up there. The poor example. It's auto-correcting there, but it usually does auto-correct, or there you go, she crosses me up there. So it's really solid as an anti-air. Basically how it works is you don't want to do it standing, or you'll get that trade like that. So you again get the trade. You don't really want the trade. You want to crouch and let her fall as far as possible to get a full one like that. That's beautiful. If you use the kick version like I'm doing here, you're just gonna get counter hit over and over again, and you're never gonna do anything because it has no invincibility. That's why this is so good. It has invincibility to it. So the punch one is what you want to use. Punch everything. Let's make her stop jumping now. That was a good example. So it kind of works in combos, but it's really not that reliable. You're gonna notice that at like pretty much any distance it's gonna miss. So I don't recommend comboing with this too much. It has some fun looking combos like that look really easy, and they are really easy, but just you mess up the range just a little bit and you're not gonna get that combo. So I wouldn't use it in combos really. You're going to stick with your vanishing flat. On wake up, it's not very good either. It's not going to win everything. So if you're waking up as Zangief, it's not the best thing to do. It will win sometimes, but again, it's not very safe. So really, a lot of times waking up blocking is your best option, as sad as that might seem. So Moving right along, that's all I want to talk about for that. Just remember that the timing for that is so important. Always crouch when you're doing it as anti-air. And that's it. Use the punches. Moving right along, let's talk about his banishing flat, these nice green hands here. This is a great way to advance across the screen, which you're going to need. We'll talk about a little more how it's really important in his grab game on the grabbing section. But just know it goes, EX version goes through fireballs, super important. The EX version also has a lot of invincibility to it. So if Cammy does an uppercut, I do this, I'm going to win. If Ryu does uppercut and I do this, I'm going to win. So this really powerful tool to his guessing game. So if you think Ryu's going to uppercut, a lot of times throwing out this is a really good call. It doesn't beat everything. It's going to lose to ultras. It's going to lose to a lot of things like that. But it is a very powerful tool. It doesn't lose to much. So really, it's a really good option. This is how you should be spending like 80% of your meter with Zangief, maybe 100. It's really good. It is punishable though, so if it does get blocked, you're going to need to cancel it backdash. And the backdash again is punishable too, but not going to be as punishable as eating a full combo from Cammy. So if it is blocked, you gotta just kind of take your losses, and if you don't want to take all the punish, and to use those meters to backdash. But again, it's still punishable by like sweeping or pretty much anything. So if you're looking to fight Zangief too, remember that if you do block that, grabbing is a good option. Depending on range, grabbing is a good option. Just a regular grab. So as Zangief, be careful. Don't let them punish you for that. The other versions you don't want to use in combos because believe it or not, it's not safe even on hit. As silly as that might sound. So after that, she can uppercut me. It's just weird. I don't know why they decided to do that, Zangief. So if you're gonna do a combo with this, you really got to use the EX version, unless you're gonna finish the round, in which case it's fine because they're dead. That's it for the green hands there. If you hit the fireball with this, it'll pop, so if you get the spacing right, that's fine, you can do that. But really, the EX version is how you want to get around those fireballs at close range. Alright, moving right along to probably the longest section in Southside Noob history, Zangief's grab. This is so important, being able to do his grab standing. So let's take a look at the inputs. I have the inputs on for this video. So what you're going to want to do, you can't do a full 360 and not jump. So we're going to cheat, because if you look in the instruction book, what have you, you're going to see a full 360. You don't need to do a full 360. That's what you got to do. Why would everyone went too far for that? You don't have to end with a straight up. You can end with just a, just like that, just that up and back. So you want to hit forward so that you kind of advance forward a little bit. That's why I start with forward. You can start with back as well, but again, you're going to go push yourself backwards a little bit. That's not really what you want. But either way is acceptable, whatever you feel more comfortable doing. And so forward to that up and back, you're going to get that straight grab there. So learn that first, and then after that, you can really start mixing it up. So that's how you do the grab. If you're doing an ultra, you pretty much have to. You can do a standing ultra. People have done it, or whatever, but for the most part, you're going to have to buffer that. So what buffering is putting in your inputs while you're doing something else. So for example, the most simple way is by jumping. So you jump and then spin, and land and press the buttons. That's how you buffer a grab during a jump. You can also buffer your ultra during a dash or a light kick or anything. You can buffer during anything. So that's just how you do it sneakily. So the best ways for beginning players to do this is going to be your jump, your fierce kick. Super simple to do. That's the best way to land your ultra. As far as grabs though, you do not need to buffer your grabs. You don't have to spin the stick and then land and grab. Just stick with that. It's basically a half circle +1, and then you're going to be looking at solid grab there. If you have any questions on that, leave me a comment. I will respond to the Zangief grab questions because it's important. But basically, and if you're going to play Zangief, you have to learn this is not an optional thing. And we'll get to why right now. The way you're going to land these grabs the most is by what I call tick grabbing. So basically, you tick them to make them start blocking, and then and basically they don't want to take any extra hits, so they're going to continue blocking. Let's make her block. Be easier to explain. So when she's blocking all these, she's going to keep blocking, and that when they're blocking, that's the perfect time to grab. And so basically, what you want to practice is jab, jab. Oops. Like 2 jabs and a grab, and just make them make a decision when you're going to grab, and just keep mixing that up. Constantly change it, and you're going to be looking at a lot of success. So Zangief's grab range is so good. A lot of times you can land like 3 jabs, or on block that is, and still be in range for grab. That's absolutely ridiculous. People are gonna fall victim to that all the time. You can also do it on jumps, so like tick and then go ahead and grab. A lot of Zangiefs like to do that knees because even at any range on a hit, on a block, you can still land it afterwards, which is really cool. But that does work with any normal. Just be careful you don't do it too early. Let's show what a fail might look like. If you put them in hit stun or block stun, you're going to see that. And what that means is you grab too early. So you just delay your grab until they're finished with their stun. This is why you can't really buffer a grab like you do an ultra, because sometimes you have to wait. And if you buffer, you're going to like jump away. So just you got to know how much stun each hit causes, which is a lot of practice time. So a lot of practice with those normals, and just don't create too much hit stun or block stun so that your grab misses. A little complicated, a little technical, but really crucial Zangief's game. You don't want to see these. That's going to get you fully punished by like anything Cammy wants to do to you. So I think that's about it for the grabs. So the way you're looking to land those again, really important. Fierce kick gets you in there. Crouching medium kick gets you in there. To an extent, blocking an attack and dashing in is going to get you in there. But again, Zangief's is not that strong. You're looking at just like fireballs, like just not that much stuff you're gonna catch by doing that. Jumping in to like ultra or grab is acceptable, but again, jumping at people is not a good strategy. That's the best way to land the grabs, and again, those tick throws, really good. That's about it for the grab. Oh, I didn't talk about different kinds. That's really important. The light one is the one I pretty much always recommend, simply because the range is colossal. Whether she's like walking backwards, walking forward, the light grab is gonna have most success. It does do less damage though. So here's the light damage. The fierce damage does more stun and 250 damage, which is a lot. So if you're in range for the fierce, go ahead and hit that fierce. But a lot of times you think you're in range for a fierce, but you're not. So let's take a look at an example here. That's a fierce there. The light would be in range, so it's just knowing your ranges. The EX does not have the range that the light has, and it doesn't do that much damage either. The reason the EX is good is because it has invincibility. So if Cammy's throwing out a light punch or something, my fierce or my light grab might get hit by it. The EX would not. The EX would just pick that jab up and go ahead and grab her. So that's why the EX is good, is because of invincibility, not because of range, not because of damage, because of invincibility. So don't throw out the EX unless you're feeling pressured or something like that, where you think it's going to be better. Let's see. I think that's about it. Oh, last thing, if Cammy is... Let's make Cammy jab a little bit. It's kind of important. This is a lot of times what happens if you're fighting Zangief. You're going to notice if they're jabbing you and they drop the and if they drop the combo, or they don't finish it in a good fashion, Zangief is gonna just go ahead and go ahead and grab them because of a drop combo. So what you're basically doing here as Zangief is you're just basically spinning the stick. Oh, not that much. Oh, super. You're spinning the stick repeatedly and then pressing the button until they drop their combo. So against people who frequently drop combos, that can be a good strategy. But again, that's a very noob-like thing to do, but unfortunately it works very well in a lot of situations. And I think that's it for the grab. If you can master all those things, you will play a very good Zangief. Let's get into Zangief's combos. This will be a very quick section. Pretty much you only got one good one. You want to go light kick to the punches, to as many as you need to hit confirm into the light kick into the green hand. So kind of should look something like that. I have so much trouble with this combo. Just because the timing on everything is so weird. But if you're going to play a solid Zangief, you really need to get this one down. Oh my gosh. Just like that. Thank God I got it. But that's pretty much it. You gotta start with the light kick because it keeps, make sure they're not jumping away. Make sure they're blocking low instead of blocking high. And then the EX version you have to do because the other ones aren't safe even on a hit. And then after you land this, you can go ahead and land that, go ahead and let a sneaky grab in there. or you can just try to keep him on the ground with a fierce kick or medium punch, depending on your range. I think that's it for his combos. Other than that, it's just this one, and I can't even think of anything else. Medium punch, that one's more damage, but you're not going to be in that range. A lot of times it's a strictly punish combo. And usually if you're punishing, just do a grab, get you in better position. So I want to talk about one more basic strategy for Zangief. After you land this grab, you can basically get back into range with your vanishing flat, and then your opponent has to make a choice. Are you going to grab again? Are you going to throw out a normal in order to keep them on the ground? Are you going to throw out a sweep to prevent them from backdashing? Another great option is throwing out an EX banishing flat, because it's going to make them think this will beat uppercuts, this will beat backdashes, this will beat a lot of things. So really what you're doing as Zangief here is guessing what Kami's going to do and punishing that decision, which is the key point of Zangief's game, is really punishing other people's decisions with grabs or with normals, what have you. But get used to getting back in there with that vanishing flat. Super important. It builds meter because it's a special move, and it gives you the speed you need in order to get back in there. And that is Zangief. I can't think of anything else that's super important. Get those combos down. Get that standing grab down. Once you get that, you're going to have a lot more fun with Zangief. And thank you for watching, guys. If you have any questions on him, leave me a comment. He's a very tricky character to play, but he is a lot of fun. Landing that grab, landing that ultra is really, really fulfilling after chasing someone an entire round. So, thanks again, guys, for watching. I'll see you next time.